Been shopping, I cooked me dinner, we're having our dinner and we get all the stuff ready to put on the boat. Loads of it of that is out in the van already. I've got water and my overalls and everything ready to go. And we're off out in the morning, but I've got to get down the boat and load it tonight before the tide comes in and sleep down a crow tonight, ready to go in the morning. Well, it's another day over. Fire's burnt down to nothing. The river's hiding behind a rock and the tide's gone out. We should get to bed now and get ready to go out in the morning. Fingers crossed I'm healthy enough to do it. We'll see. Anyway guys, I'm sorry I didn't take any photos, so I used the same phone for Navionics and I kept stopping, taking it off, taking little bits to put on Facebook and that, but I never actually realised I was going to be making a full video. So anyway, I got up to go round. I eventually got the Willicombe. The last leg, the wind literally stopped and I had to go in the Willicombe on the motor. And anyway, looks like we're going to have another day for the fun. We've got to go out the marina, turn left, straight into a headwind. But today we'll have the tide with us. So anyway, we've got about another hour to wait before we can set sail. Anyway, after a night at the pub, we had to get up in the morning and into a headwind. We've got 4 or 5 foot chop now. You can see the waves breaking over there. But as you can see, even towing the tender, this still steers itself. This boat is 100% safe. Well guys, talk of the devil, that little blow we just had literally blew me sail. She stopped steering herself and like I said, she spun round. And before I showed, there she is, Hope 2. Safe as houses still. What a brilliant boat. Well, I just had that blow that turned me round and Hope 2. And then I had a job getting sailing again because the wind dropped to nothing for a couple of minutes. It took me a while to get back round to get speed up and sail again. But now we're having another blow as we're coming across Willicombe. And I got dolphins. I had dolphins. There they are, guys. Look at that. And that is dolphins, not porpoises. Hello, you guys. Out here is some... I always worry in case they dive underneath me and smash into me keel. But nah, they must be at the sea. They got sonar and radar. There they are. Look at these beauties going down there. Look at them mothers. Hello kids. Can you hear my music playing, can you? They like Beethoven. Look at them, look at that. Beethoven, they love this because it's when the waves get choppy like this, there's like a 5-6 foot swell now. I think it kicks all the food up off the bottom, and of course all the fish start coming up eating, and he just grabbed one then. I just actually seen that one grab one. So there you go. Look at them, look. Little mothers. If I didn't have the camera in the hand, every now and then they come up like a smooth one. But this is what you call living, guys. Get and have some. A cup of tea. I thought a picture out the window might give you some idea of what it's like out there. It's got a little bit choppy and my kettle won't stay in place. In the cabin now for a cup of tea. My radio's turned itself off. And we're having a bit of a blow on now and the boat's actually leaning over, which is very rare for this. It only does that when it gets up to 18-20 mile an hour. But as you can see, it's quite choppy. But if you watch the tiller arm, which is what I'm trying to show you, you see it's only tied on one side. It's tied off centre as well, which is inefficient, but it's the only way I could balance her on this tack. She'd be better if I moved the little cell in and put that centre. I'd get a little bit more speed, but I'm not worried about a little bit more speed. What I want is safety, and if you watch that tiller banging backwards and forwards, it's only tied on the one side. See how she needs to adjust herself? Every now and then the boat will try to go off tack, and that's when the rudder needs to be lost so she can go back on tack, because it's the sails basically keeping her in line. Anyway, that's just a quick video for you, just to show you what it's like here. It's quite nice day it is really. I just had a boat pass me, and yeah, it's a brilliant day, lovely. Well, here we are making our way back now. I got to tack around the first headland, and if I get a little long, I tack around the next headland. And with every tack I get, as you see, I'm getting more better wind, and because I'm turning to get a better angle to sail, so rather than sort of sailing sideways, I'm getting more into the wind. Well, just coming across Woolacombe now. There's Woolacombe, nobody's flying, it's a bit too strong for them. It's like 22, 23. And I'm actually pointing out to sea, but I'm actually headed that way because of the tide. And I've actually moved the, I don't know the names of the bits, but this traveller, instead of having it in the middle, I moved it over. So this final tack now is more straight. I'm actually going down to that buoy there, whereas I was going over to the point. But I don't want to get there too early because, like I said, I can't get in. Unless I want to go in and sit around by Instow until the water builds up for me mooring. But anyway, I got till 7 o'clock and just keep bobbing around in the meantime. But I got a piece of foam down here that allows me to lay across here and I can put the head on the back and go to sleep. But as you can see, the boat is still just self-steering, all on their own, so she is lovely. And I wish these channels would put more music on and less chat. We have lost even this twilight. Poured the tiller over a fraction, you're just slightly off centre now, but it's changed my tack now. Instead of going out to Baggy Point out there, I'm now headed in to the basin where I want to get in because I'm round the corner there. In actual fact, you can see home there. But now instead, I don't want to go there too quick, so I'm heading out to there. And then when I get by the land, the tide will change and it'll sweep me back up home. So it's all a matter of planning. And as I say, there's nothing to do, just sit here on the back, lazing, drinking me tea. And Vera's in there all quiet as a mouse. She knows we're going home, don't you, madam? Home for dinner tonight. Yeah, mum's going to bingo, yeah. She's going to Bengal, and this is. Another holiday, I don't know. Anyway, we're doing well. We're getting, at least we got the tide with us today. And yesterday we had all this wind as far as this, and the tide against us. But today, hopefully home tonight. And I might sleep on this boat because I might not be able to get out of the Crow Point if I'm home late. There's Croyd just coming into view, by the way. I got a mate, Danny Berry, got a business he runs on there. I don't know whether he's still running it, but good luck to him if he is. But, probably a few people, the school kids are off in a week's time, so things should be getting better. But anyway, this is Woolacombe, nobody flying. Like I say, I need to get my hang glider out there, show them how to do it. I thought I'd give you an insight into how I navigate the boat about the country. As you see, I know I've got Navionics, so I can have it on the screen here, but I don't. I usually put it on the phone I'm using now. I've got the radio, I've got the handheld radio, which is on the race jacket, always ready in case I fall in the water. I got the compass, I got the spare compass in there that I can get an old handheld. And I got my good old GPS. I bought these when they first come out and I was flying the gliders with them, and it's so reliable. At the moment I've got it set for Cavelli because there's a mark. As long as I keep the arrow where it is now, I know I'm going where I've got it set for on this phone. But I thought I'd show you now. You'd think that's just it's not a chart plotter, but if you do what I do, it is a chart plotter. Years ago when I got back in the sailing, I went online and I downloaded loads of charts, and then I pinpointed places all around the coast. And as I say, there's harbours, there's the Lundy, I could go out to Lundy. But any of those numbers, I can go from any one to any other one, with knowing I'm not going to go over any rough ground or any obstacles. So whether I'm keeping a good lookout, that's all I need to do. But where we haven't been sailing for about 3 or 4 years, he's been sat in the boat, and as you can see, the damp's got the better of him. So I need to go home and recopy these. But on the bottom of each one is all the numbers, and that's all the numbers that's in there. So at any point I can tap any one of these on, just look at it, say I want to go to there. At the moment I'm making my way down here. So I could have put that one on, but I'm just coming across Croyd now. But that's how simple it is. I have a chart plot over the GPS. And I've got two GPSs, by the way, the other one's in a box. So that's how it is, how simple it is to navigate around the coast. And as I say, when you've got a boat that does this, you just sit back and relax, drink tea, chat on the phone. Well, not too much though, because my battery's going flat. There's Croyd now, we're getting right across the front of it now. And Janet's working today. And there's where we're going home. As I say, we're going to hit the shore over there. When the tide turns, or if I get there too early, I'll end up going backwards and forwards in front of the mark. Or I'll hope to and drift up with the wind against the current. And just sit there until it's time going over the bar. I could go in and sit off Instow, but I said I'd rather be sat here, it's better. It's too boring in Instow, it's flat as a fucking berry. This is perfect today. This is what I call ideal, perfect sailing conditions. Got a little bit choppy again, it's good because that's the excitement. But if it stays like this, we're popping on at a nice 4.8 knots. So that'll do me. So, and bear in mind I've got it, she's not really tuned up for speed, she's tuned up for direction. So I could get a few more knots in a minute when I turn the rudder a bit more. She get going, get some speed up, and I can put rudder centre again. And we pop on, but like I said, I don't want to get home too early. Anyway, so I'll not make this video too long. All my videos go on and on and on and on and on. Okay, I don't know if that's very clear, but I thought I was just talking to a mate. I told him my engine sits in a well here, and it's on a bracket. The whole bracket comes out with the engine, and all that holds that engine in is these two wedges. I take them out, both of them either side, and the engine lifts up and in, and that way the propeller, the drag of the propeller comes out of the water. But I don't, I leave it in gear so the prop don't turn, I just leave it down. I'm not worried about that extra little knot. But that's how easy this engine is to get out. And as I say, once you put them wedges back in, the right way round, that engine is as solid as a rock. So inboard, outboard, and of course, even in gales like this now, I could start that engine up because it's permanently under the water. Whereas that one there, if I had the sails that I was using, it'd still be coming out of the water. Vroom, vroom, vroom. So this is the way to go. And as I say, I tuned this engine the other day. She's on tick over now, perfect. I put her in the gear, and because the tick over is so slow, when you put her in the gear, you don't feel any effort off the prop. So it doesn't stall her, and then you throttle up, and away she goes. But she had a few problems. The leg was broke when I got it, but somebody repaired it, and that's all right. The clutch on the arm here is gone, so I made one up myself, which I hadn't doing screw up. It works as good as anything. The cutout switch is missing, but she cuts out on the choke, and believe it or not, you cut her out on a choke, just pull the choke out and she'll die, and then you try starting her without choke, she won't start unless you pull that choke back on. She was oil self-feeding, but I changed that. 10 minutes is a video on my site showing you how I done it. Took all the 10 minutes to change that, and now I pre-mix. And I've just been looking out. I've had about 5 hours running on the engine, and I've used about 3 litres, which ain't bad. I topped that up this morning. Anyway, there's Croyd now, right out in front of Croyd. As I say, I'm trying to slow down because I get there too quick. But there you go, what a lovely day. Perfect how now. It's calmed down a little bit now, it's gone really nice. And as I say, the boat's still taking care of me. No idea what it's like on a boat. I sit here, and I've got my stove there, my kettle and things I keep under there so they don't bang about. And my milk I keep with its nose down in the bilge, but it keeps it cool. And I've got a little table here that comes up. I make myself a sandwich. And the table is clean. I do know it's clean because I just spit on it and wiped it with a bit of tissue. So Lyra's sat in the front there. She piles all the cushions up so she's in a little hole, so she don't bounce about, do you, madam? You're terrible, you are. Anyway, she has a little bit of meat that's left over now with a couple of bonios, and I have that with me cup of tea that I got on the step. And just an afterthought, when I got the traveller here over to the side. I've got this board here fits in for lever to jump in and out, and that traveller either sits in the middle or to the side, whatever side I want it. I just reverse the board. For her to come in, she jumps from that seat to there and onto here. For that I got a board there that goes on, clips over and locks in over there, so she can come in and out at will. But I don't have her out there on deck when it's like this, because when she went out, I hove to earlier on and I had to get her going again. The last thing I wanted to be shouting at her to get her back in the cabin. But there you go, that's how easy it is to run the boat. All set to go. There, and we've come a little bit too far out, as you can see. Not far enough for me. I'm happy when I'm outside of land, but for getting back tonight I wanted to be going that way. So I couldn't get a tack into there. The only tack I could get was right out of the channel against the wind, or down over halfway to there, which was too much. So what I've done a hove to with the sail still out, not in the middle, and the rudder in the middle instead of tied to the side. Now I'm sat here hove to, and she's bouncing about quite happy, because you can see me staying still. But now, as I'll post a little photo I just took, I am now heading into home base. So I'll go in a bit closer, and then when I'm getting close enough I'll head back down to come back up with the current. Anyway, there you go, that's how to do it, play with it. Said I just sorted my head in now, and I'm heading back in towards home base, and just as an afterthought I put my outside marker, which is the outside buoy, the fairway marker, and I put it on here, and I don't know if you can see, we are now hove to 1.2 knots, and we're drifting straight towards our outside marker. If that takes me till 6 or 7 o'clock to get there, I'll be over the moon, because I can just carry on going as I am and go straight out of the channel. Anyway, luck will have us, but as I say, it's slow. Just sit out here now and let the boat do its own thing. Come in, I just figured out how I can see this screen better. This one I can tilt up at an angle, and it tilts up to the roof of the van, the boat. So that one I'm going to put hinges on it, so that too can tilt up at an angle. And then how I see this one, I'll be able to see that one. But that one's so much bigger. Anyway, I'll post a little photo now, which show you we're on an head tack heading in. And on here it says we're going to get to the outer marker in 1 hour and 1 minute. So depending on, you know, whether I go backwards and forwards for an hour or half hour and work my way in, I've got to check the tides, what time I can get on my mooring when I get in there. So anyway, Lyra's tired, she's been falling asleep. She's knocking her pillows all over the place, isn't you, madam? Want your dinner tonight, Herbie and Richard? Yeah. Well, that's predicted. It's just coming up to 5 o'clock. Now I'm tacking across the outside buoy, which is just about here. I got another hour to drag out before I go over the bar and find water. Well, it's just starting to rain, but here I am, coming across now on my laptop now. I don't know if you can see it. It's into the sky. It's I got to alter it tomorrow. But there's the outside marker. The GPS said I was coming there. It's now pointing sideways because it's there. But I got to go up and down here now for an hour, and then head straight in through there. From there, there's a buoy there, the next buoy in, the next buoy in, next buoy in, and there's 4 of them, 5 of them all the way around into the estuary, and then I got to go up the river to where my mooring is. But I got to drag an hour out. I could go in earlier and sit in there in the calm weather, but what I done the other month, I beached it on the mooring in the middle, and then waited for it. I could do that tonight, I think. Yeah, go and get on my big mooring. I might do that. Anyway, I'll keep you up to date as the day goes on. It's trying to rain. Five o'clock and all's well. Well, I've got the big laptop on. It takes more power than this little phone, but what I've done, I've learned that if you turn the screen off, and it just goes off on the screen, and when you want it back on, you just click it. But if the program's actually running and it's gone screen out on the program, you just touch the screen. So I should use that more often in the future. And I used to have a code on her to get into it. So every time it went off, you had hell in bad weather trying to tap a code in, especially when it's rough like now. And so I took the code off of it. Nobody's going to nick the laptop if they do it. Welcome to it. Anyway, there's the marker. And there's the way in. Out of breath, we come over the bar weather really. I had to anchor up on the buoy behind the catamaran there until the crowd come, and then I come in and went on a meal mooring. I got all the stuff off the boat there, what I need to take off for tonight. Lyra would have towed up in the cabin because she wouldn't go on the deck, so I cleaned that up. Now I just got to drag this tender up to my tire mark there and tip it out of the bank. But so we end up another running out full day. But that was, well, I said a day, 2 days. That was good fun, and it's quieter tonight, this one boat. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I try to make them funny. My life's always funny, everything goes wrong. You couldn't make this shit out, that happens to me. Just getting off the boat, you wouldn't believe the tangles I had. Anyway, there she is, all done. Cheers, boys.